welcome, welcome. Today we have the sounds of the rain added to our session today, which I love. It's humid but refreshing at the same time. So I hope you enjoyed your time since we were last together, and I'd love to hear how you are feeling, how you are doing, how you are being, and let me know, where you're tuning in from as you join us, no matter where you are in space and time, for our Alchemy and Oracles Live. I'm still kind of in between states myself, having just come back from a beautiful 9-day adventure with the kids and my mother. And I love being on the road, and I feel so connected to the flow of things. I'm like in my groove. And do you have things that you do in your life where you feel really connected? That is living on the road, or at least traveling is that for me. I lived on the road for over 3 years. I don't know how I did it. I definitely can't do it now. But I can feel my vibration change, and I'm so tuned in and tapped into everything, and everything just lined up so perfectly. It was miracle after miracle after miracle. And so it's really fun for me to live from that place. And it's also fun for me to support you in living from that place and creating that for yourself. So before we dive in, I wanted to share with you an opportunity that you have available to you to experience high vibration and living an authentic life. This Saturday, Double the Love Foundation's online community clinic, my 501(c)(3) nonprofit, is featuring guest practitioner Haseena Patel from South Africa, and she will be offering Akashic Records readings along with her unique 5-step process she calls Unbecoming, which helps you peel away the layers of who you are not to live as you really are and who you really are. And I did an interview with her just the other day, which you're welcome to view. It's on my YouTube channel, and so you can learn more about her work, her light, and what she brings to the world. And I'm really, really excited about our collaboration and co-creation. So if this is something that you're inspired to experience for yourself, the link to register is in the description. And as we were going live, someone actually just signed up for that event. So that's really exciting. It's resonating with people. And, there's a lot of, how do I want to say this? I think people have always been seeking answers, but we're at a really pivotal moment in space, in time, and in history, as we all know. And there's people really looking for things to give themselves a sense of direction, to help connect them with their path and purpose, to help connect them with their highest self, to help them clear the blocks and the imprints and their programming so they can live the life that they were meant to live. Because deep down, they know that they have something here to do. You know you have a mission to fulfill. And it's really a blessing to have a space that invites other practitioners and healers into the space to share their light with you, and we're all just rising together. So I firmly believe we shine more brightly together. And Haseena is one of these beautiful souls who has a deep wisdom within her, and will share those messages with you so you can live your authentic life. Here's the rain kind of coming in. So let's see where the sounds are going to take us. Like someone over here is talking to me. Let's try this first. There's a lot of clearing that needs to be done. It really feels like this is a cosmic garbage day. This time, the last, I don't know, a couple of months most specifically, I've been noticing this deep cleansing process. And yes, it is spring, so we do have that energy to support us in our cleansing. But it's deeper than that. It's really about cleansing the layers and layers and layers that we've carried through lifetimes that are really keeping us from shining our light through into form, into life, into the physical realm, without any distortions and without any obstructions. It's that distorted light that reflects back to us who we are not. And so we have so many tools available to us and so many beautiful practitioners that are really here to show us the way, to clear these imprints, to clear the programming, to clean and polish your mirror So that what reflects back to you is really a true version of who you are. It is your light. It is your divine nature. It is your source power. It is your source power. And the root of all the pain that we feel is really that disconnection from source. It comes back to that fundamental break. And pain in Chinese medicine is where that life force, where your qi is not flowing. And so your qi, which is derived from life itself, from source itself, it's called source qi. When that's stagnant, when that's obstructed, when that's disconnected, then we experience dissonance in our field, we experience disharmony, we experience dis-ease, we experience challenges, right? And so how do we stay connected, and how do we reconnect that was once disconnected? We each have ways that we really resonate with. There's no, magic answer here that's a panacea. But I would simply say, what brings you joy? What brings you joy? That's the thing that will help restore that connection for you. Maybe, you can relate to a moment when your body was physically limiting, but then you were having fun and you didn't realize that your body was hurting in that moment. You were able to do things you couldn't normally do, right? So tapping into what brings you joy instantly transforms your vibrational state into a harmonious one. But then how do we maintain that, right? Because then there's this level of effort that we kind of take on, that, we have to do this, we have to do that to stay this way, we have to do that to stay balanced, right? And it becomes a chore to be healthy. And that's kind of counterintuitive and it doesn't quite lead you to that place, right? So the things that we're doing, are we doing them out of a sense of effortlessness, of spaciousness, of ease? Are we doing them out of will and obligation and have-tos and shoulds? Now, sometimes you have to do that in the beginning when you're creating new habits for yourself. Dietary changes are a prime example of that. Might not bring you joy immediately, but sooner than later, you're going to feel the positive effects of you making these changes. So in the beginning, it can feel like that and it can be challenging, but it is leading you to a state of harmony and ease and balance. So then when we kind of, fall off the wagon, so to speak, what part of you is doing that? What part of you is sabotaging your wellness? Because you now know that you've experienced positive changes as a result of the actions that you've been taking, yet then you go back to your old ways and your old habits. That's because that part of you fears the change. That part of you is trying to protect you. That part of you is what's needing healing. That part of you is what's needing to feel connected again. That part of you is needing your love and compassion. That part of you is needing forgiveness. Okay? So we're multidimensional, multifaceted beings with different aspects of ourselves. And again, we were talking about polishing that mirror and cleaning away the things that are blocking your light from shining through. And so when your thoughts, you start thinking about things that aren't good for you, and you start doing things that aren't good for you, those are those parts that are calling out for your attention. And so when I'm working with a client, for an example, and they're coming in with whatever it is they want to work with, and I'm listening to them, I'm actually listening to those parts of them that are needing to be balanced and addressed and healed. Those are the parts that are communicating. So who is communicating through you now? Who is the one speaking? Who is the one thinking? Who is the one behaving, acting, being? So let's just check into that. We're just going to do a little compare and contrast so you can feel that difference in your body. Okay, because everything that you're perceiving in the world, you're actually perceiving it through your divine vehicle, through your body. This is how your interface between your inner and outer world. And then what you broadcast vibrationally through your body is being reflected back in the external world to you. Okay? So let's just check in with our body right now and just feel, let's just get a baseline. Like just notice how you feel right now with me sitting here. So just close your eyes for a moment and just scan your body. Just notice what you notice. Notice how you feel. Okay. Now, let's just turn our attention towards something that brings you pain or discomfort, something you're struggling with. Maybe you're struggling with a health issue, financial challenges, relationship. Those are the top three, right? That most of humanity deals with. So whatever's coming up for you right now, just bring that to mind. Okay, and then notice how your body changes in relationship to you tapping into that thought or that feeling. Just notice the change. Okay, so that's the vibration that experience has for you, that your body is feeling in response to that and also projecting. Okay, so it's this constant communication that's happening. But that's how it feels. Maybe you notice it in a particular part of your body. So when I just tapped in, for example, into something that was challenging for me, I immediately felt it here. So just put your hand there for a moment so your body knows that you've understood it, that you've heard it, that you've received it, that reflection, that communication. Beautiful. And then from here, we're just going to bring some light to the area today. So just now imagine any color light that comes to mind and imagine that light shining through to that area or radiating from that area until you feel it shift under your hand. Yeah, and your breath probably changed with that as I've been tracking. Beautiful. So just any light that is the remedy or the frequency that's needed to transform that pattern, just allow that light to come into that area or radiate from that area. There you go. Beautiful. Now there's a lot of movement happening. Just keep being with that and breathing with that until there's a sense of completion. For me, my hand naturally kind of pushes away when I'm doing this kind of work. There's just, the connection's been made and the connection is complete. And so my hand will naturally pull away. Like two repelling magnets is the feeling of that. Maybe for you, it just feels like a click. Notice how that communication is for you and your body. There you go. Beautiful. Now let's just come back to present moment. You're here with me. Notice how you feel. We're going just to neutral. Notice how you feel now, checking in with your body, and notice if it feels any differently. Hey, I just saw your comment. Nice to see you. Okay, so now notice how you feel here. And if there's any changes, let me know in the comments. What kind of changes you noticed. What I'm tracking is I'm seeing a lot more energy and movement happening around you and through you, which is a good sign. Okay, now we're going to pivot to the other side. And we're going to bring to mind something that brings you joy, whether it's something you're looking forward to, something you have currently that always makes you smile. For me, you know, all I have to do is think of Muji and Lilu and, you know, it's golden light for me. They're my golden nuggets. Or something, a memory that you have that just lights you up. So now bring that to mind. Yeah, I mean, you all look amazing as you're doing this. It's just like this golden glow that I see around you. Beautiful. Now, perhaps you feel that in one particular area of your body, or maybe you just feel it all over. But if it's in one area, where would that be? My guess is most of us are going to go here. But you go where you feel drawn to. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's just stay here a moment and enjoy this feeling. And notice how your body is feeling in response to this thought, which has a feeling connected to it. Notice how your body feels in response to this joyful feeling. There you go. Beautiful. Now, notice how long you can sustain it. Or do you let it go? Does it drop away? How long can you sustain joy before it feels like you're trying to grasp onto it? In the beginning, it's just this effortless experience and we're able just to connect with it. But then after a while, the energy changes. And maybe it does for you, maybe it doesn't. But are you able to sustain that in an effortless way? Or are you trying to grasp onto it? So notice how the body shifts as we stay with this memory. Hi, Michaela. So beautiful. I love it so much. Okay, so notice if you're trying to sustain the state of joy. So if you're trying to sustain it, notice the tension in the body. If you're able to sustain it without tension, beautiful. Keep doing what you're doing. Okay. So now if you feel that constriction of not wanting to lose that experience, not wanting to lose that feeling, let's see if we can just allow ourselves to be channels or vessels for that frequency of joy to move through us. There's nothing to hold on to because more keeps coming. And you become a beautiful channel of joy, a channel of harmony, a channel of health, a channel of wealth, a channel of light, a channel of peace. You just are a channel, a conduit, a receptacle for this energy to flow through. See if you can release your grip and allow it to come through you, to flow through you and to you without any effort. And notice how much more you're able to receive. Just notice the body here. We have a tendency in this culture to feel we have to work at something, we have to work hard at things to make it happen. But what if I were to tell you that that wasn't true? That that's a belief, and an unhealthy belief, that keeps you enslaved to your own mind and your own unhealthy paradigms and your programming. But that we're actually designed to receive abundance in all areas of our life by not working hard, but just by being effortless, by allowing it to flow to you and through you. So just notice again, like sometimes we just have this natural tendency, this habitual tendency to start to constrict. It's like we want to hold our breath instead of continuing to breathe, right? You want to maintain that feeling of joy, and then you start holding your breath because you want to maintain it. But it's really regenerative, and it's sustainable, and it accumulates, it grows. So when we hold on, what happens is we limit our ability to receive more. But if we release our grip and we allow ourselves just to be receivers and broadcasters of what we're receiving and what we would love to receive, then there's no tension there. There you go. Beautiful. Maybe you notice you're holding in your neck and shoulders. So see if you can allow your neck and shoulders to receive joy, to receive abundance, to receive love, whatever it is that you're seeking to receive more of. Allow your body to let it flow through. There's nothing to lose. You're actually gaining more by doing this, right? There's a belief there that we'll lose it if we don't hold on to it. We're trying to hoard a memory. We're trying to hoard our material goods. We're trying to hoard, a feeling, okay? But it's when we make space for that feeling to give itself full expression through us, we actually make room for more of the same, or even beyond what we could imagine. There you go. Someone just lit up, like their light went from dim to bright. I love that. Beautiful. Just keep feeling into that. Beautiful. Scan the body. Notice if there's any part in the body that's holding on, and just allow it to be a vessel, a channel, a conduit to receive. To receive. There you go. Beautiful. And that last one actually improved somebody's digestion there. The digestion started working. Maybe your stomach started making noises, right? Which is a beautiful thing that I love to see. Usually within a few minutes of putting in the needles, you'll hear someone's tummy making noises, and you know that they shifted into a parasympathetic state, which is out of that fight and flight state. So if your stomach is now making those noises, know that you switched out of that fear-based consciousness into a relaxed state. Beautiful. Okay. So we really explored how powerful it is when we tune into something we don't want, and how our body responds and shapes itself to that feeling. And then tuning into something where we feel joyful, where we raise our vibration, where we feel connected. And it's a direct connection to source energy. We're not blocking ourselves off. Then we also experienced how we can't hold that energy, that it's really not something to be contained, that we're really here to receive it and allow it to flow through us without obstruction, so we can continue to receive the next waves of light and health and love and prosperity through us. How are we feeling now, dear ones? There's just a little bit more. I'm going to bring in the chimes, see what she has to say here. As you continue to do this, just scan through the body, and just those places that aren't receiving source energy, allow them to receive. Wisdom of the chimes. As soon as I started, Muji just laid his head down on my legs. It's so cute. I'll show you at the end. You resonate with them in such a beautiful way. Oh, thank you, Michaela. So she showed me, all of this beautiful changes that you're experiencing in your body, but your feet weren't connected to the ground. So you weren't grounded, and there was a short circuit there. And so no matter what you did, it wasn't connecting fully because you weren't grounded in your body. And a lot of us really feel very unsafe in the body, right? So we have all these ways of coping and disconnecting from ourselves because that's where we feel safest. We feel very vulnerable here, and our body stores, all of our information in our field. So for you, like, what are the things that you can do to stay grounded? I always recommend, eating healthy, clean food and water, walking barefoot, getting out in nature, moving your body however you're inspired to, creating art, and paying attention to, like we did today, paying attention to your thoughts and noticing how they're making you feel, and then switch them to something that's more harmonious and brings you joy. So just to help stay connected to that source energy. And do what you did today, like do that beautiful body scan and begin to release what you're holding on to so you can make space for that connection again into source energy. And what else did she show me? She showed me something else. So things to stay grounded, to maintain the connection, and that's all I can remember at the moment. But I think that's a good place for us to pause. But I'd love to hear, what you notice as you practice this, throughout the week, and pay attention to your body. If there's that restriction in the body, it's disconnected. It's not connecting with, your source chi, with life force. And there's a reason it's holding on to. And see if you can bring in that light. Maybe that's enough to shift it. If it's not, bring in a feeling, a memory of joy, of love, of compassion for yourself or for others, and notice what happens to the body then. Oh, and singing is another really great way to move that energy and to stay grounded as well. So with that, I hope to see you this Saturday, and you join us at Double the Love Foundation's online community clinic for Haseena Patel's Akashic readings, which will be really beautiful. And I just want to show you Muji for a second because he's just so cute. There he is. He's such a love. Lilu's over there guarding the perimeter as always. She holds the space for us all. I thank you, dear ones, for coming together with me to harmonize the nature of oneself. I look forward to seeing you this Saturday and next week, same time, same place. Blessings, everyone. Thank you for your presence and your heart and your light and your love.